I became a mistress to my boyfriend. He pushed me down with his strong hand, but I did enjoy it. I didn't push him away. Michael, that was his name, my boyfriend. He slowly leans in closer and our lips met, and we kissed. Slowly his hands reached down my skirt, and I allowed him to do what he wanted to do. That was my best intimacy moment in bed with Michael. I wish I could have had it more. I was a successful young woman with a promising career and dreams of building a happy life, but my world crumbled when I was pregnant with Michael's child. My name is Jennifer, but it all happened so fast that I thought I would have a future with Michael. But I was wrong. I tapped my fingers anxiously on the table as I waited for Michael at our favorite cafe. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the soft hum of conversations filled the air, but I felt a growing unease. Lately, Michael had been distant, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. I glanced up as Michael walked in. His face lit up with a charming smile that momentarily eased my worries. We exchanged a quick kiss, and Michael sat down, his eyes darting around the cafe. "Sorry I'm late. Work's been crazy," he said, his voice slightly strained. I studied his face, searching for any sign of the man I had fallen in love with. "It's okay," I replied, my voice soft. "I have something important to tell you." I took a deep breath, my heart pounding in my chest. "I'm pregnant, Michael." Michael's eyes widened, and for a moment his smile faltered. "Pregnant?" he repeated, a flicker of panic crossing his face. "Wow, that's unexpected." He pretended to look away and his eyes blinked very slowly. He was feeling bad, and his eyes were looking at the floor. I watched him closely, my excitement mingling with a sense of dread. I couldn't ignore the tension in his posture, the way his hands fidgeted on the table. "Are you happy?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Of course," Michael said, forcing a smile. "It's just a lot to process right now." "A lot to process?" I asked with my voice trembling. Without a smile, "Yeah," he replied, not looking at me. I suspected something was not right, so I decided not to ask him more. Michael became very silent while drinking his coffee. Days turned into weeks and my unease grew. Michael's late nights became more frequent, and his excuses were more unconvincing. One evening, as I prepared to surprise him at his office, I overheard a conversation that shattered my world. Michael's voice carried through the hallway, his tone affectionate and familiar. "I'll be home soon, darling. Tell the kids I love them." My heart sank as I realized the truth. I pushed open the door, my eyes locking onto Michael's startled expression. "Home?" I echoed, my voice trembling. "Kids?" Michael's face paled and he quickly ended the call. "Jennifer, I can explain," he stammered, reaching out to me. "Explain?" My voice rose, anger and betrayal mingling in my eyes. "You're married, Michael. How could you lie to me like this?" Michael's shoulders slumped, and he looked away, unable to meet my gaze. "I never meant for this to happen," he said, his voice barely audible. "I love you, Jennifer. I didn't know how to tell you." My eyes filled with tears as I took a step back. "I believed you," I whispered. "I trusted you, but I can't do this anymore. I won't bring a child into a world built on lies." With that, I turned and walked away, my heart heavy with sorrow. I knew I had to find the strength to move forward for myself and for my unborn child. Surrounded by the support of my friends and family, I began to rebuild my life, finding solace in our unwavering love. But one evening, while I was in a cafe, a woman approached me and asked whether she could sit with me, saying that's something to do with Michael. So I allowed her to have a talk with me. She introduced herself as Amanda, and I knew who exactly she was: Michael's wife. At that moment, Michael's wife, Amanda, faced a mask of confusion and pain. "What's going on with you and Michael?" she demanded. her voice steady despite the turmoil she felt inside. I looked at Amanda, tears streaming down my face. "I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I thought he was single. I was pregnant with his child." Amanda's eyes widened in shock and her anger boiled over. "How could you do this to me, Jennifer? You've been lying and cheating all this time." Her voice trembled with a mixture of rage and heartbreak. I looked at Amanda with pity and a feeling of guilt inside me. So I explained again that I didn't know Michael was married. After spending some time talking with her, I and Amanda unexpectedly became friends. I also heard that she had divorced Michael. Michael had been missing in action for a long time. Years later, as I watched my child play in the park, I reflected on my past. I learned the importance of trust, the value of self-respect, and the power of inner strength. My story became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of betrayal, one could find the courage to heal and thrive.